Hello and welcome to our review of the betting on Saturday, and a very formal me. Hello, Stephen.
Yeah, very formal.
Yeah, a few meetings to get me to today, and I just thought I'd dress up to come into the raise the standards of the office.
Sort of got dressed up.
Well, the reason you can get dressed up in flash suits, Stephen, is if you followed your first four. You had 5 selections in the first race at Randwick on Saturday, the Highway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they finished, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Actually.
Yeah, so it really that doesn't really matter, but 1, 2, 3, 4 does matter. And for a couple of people who sent in and they said they boxed up the tips in the first 4, 30,000 plus depending on what tape you're on.
Yeah, 30,000 plus. A good start.
Not a bad start.
Yeah, it was all pretty solid all day actually.
Yeah,
every winner was an over, and most of them good firmers. So
yeah, exactly. And as we say about the service, Steve, it's like you're going to get the winners, you're going to win over time, but you're also going to be on the right horses, and that's what we
try to. We hope
one of the main keys to it is, you know, whatever way you handle it, you're going to be able to eke out a winnings out of that. Not just eke out, but sometimes smash them out of the park, which would be great. Which, as you did in the first, but obviously not a huge amount of betting in that race, was it? It was just the sort of the
race one. No. There's no real move for anything. Winner was 20s unwanted, and. Nothing.
As probably
much.
Expected as you looked at the card. But anyway, Santa Ana Lane has been pretty well supported all through Sydney. Again, it's been a horse that doesn't parade well. Again, it didn't. Again, it was well backed, and again, it sort of
was backed.
Just didn't find the line again.
6 to 4 into evens and back for a stack, and I fell for it. I fell for it too. It's just after the race. Why am I taking $2.20 this horse and got the right whack? So but it was definitely the best back horse all day.
Best backed all day. Nothing special for Old North, but it was the best backed in the race.
Old North was solidly backed, ran them a race, you know.
And he's our Rocky. He's our Rocky. We thought it got out to a decent price at $6.50 because there was money for the other O'Shea runner and Asanara. A little bit of money for everything
else except it. He's our Rocky was the one horse that was totally unwanted from my perspective, from everyone I deal with.
Yep. Okay. Race 4, Yatana strip out for the punters.
Total strip out Yatana.
20s to 40s, and you said you could have probably got 4 million.
I wouldn't have taken 50s. The Pearls, a lot of money for it until the last few minutes. It did get a bit easy at the end, but it was I think it was 260 into about evens. Hard to get. I know a lot of people were jumping over it, trying to take 210.
Yep.
Did get out a little bit at the end, but just went disgraceful.
Yeah, absolutely. Just never really in it. It's sort of been
gone after 14 metres.
The Blue Jackets, how the computer program is working out the O'Shea team at the moment.
Yes.
Is it be starting to penalise them now?
No, it was a nasty blow Pearls from this end.
Yeah, I suppose because with the computer programming, right, and without giving away too many secrets, we've had using the Godolphin stable as an example.
Yep.
Not a great carnival for them. Plenty of winners here and there as you'd expect. But then they come out and have 4 winners in the first 4 races on the Wednesday. With your programming, is it all thrown into a metropolitan mix, or is it specifically Wednesdays and Saturdays and picking the eyes out of it? How do the algorithms?
I think it's a little bit more specific horse related. I don't think the fact that it's a Blue Jacket means too much. I think we'll each horse on its merits. I mean, McDonald obviously.
McDonald
gets a couple of big pluses there.
Yes, okay.
The trainer less so, but I think it's an individual sort of thing.
The 5th race, that was the Champagne Stakes. It looked a nothing race. The favourite came out. When we see is that a typical thing when we see a $1.40 favourite during the week come out that people have assessed it? It comes out within 24 hours of the race. Is that or thereabouts? Is that something that it's just people have half made their positions on it, and it's hard. It's just hard.
I looked at an open race and no one could work it out. And just right to jump time. No, there was no confident push for anything.
And just let it slide. Music Magnate first up, and still decent enough support for it.
It was officially blue in the ring, but I think there's a bit of top fluck money early for it, so it sort of smothered what the real money was for. So it might have been, I think, $4 out to $5.50, but in actual fact, that was I'd say most money was for the winner.
Okay, now this is an interesting one because you said this was quite well backed, but the flux don't reflect it in Malaguira, which was what was the official flux?
$3.50 to $5.
But you said you felt it was the best backed runner in the race.
Again, I think there's a lot of top fluck money for it earlier. It was, I think, $5 overnight. To open up $3.50, it's got to blow. It's not going to firm into $2.80. But no, without a doubt, it was definitely the best back horse in that race.
Let's talk about Top Fluck. It's an interesting little thing how it reacts to things. One, how accessible is it to the big punters? And 2, as you said, then it stifles the official flux because that gets shopped around from the bookmakers that can in the fluctuations. Well, tell us about the top flux from the pure
Top flux
professional.
is myth.
Yes.
Top flux is a myth, that's all it is. You're showing your hand, it's like playing open misere and getting paid on misere. Why do it? You just have to be patient, you got to wait.
Yeah.
But people insist on saying, oh, no, I want to be on at best price, and it's not. The top best price is normally...
Best price is controlled.
It's bottom flux. Really.
Yeah. So would you rather see top flux? I mean, from my point of view, from where I've sort of become involved in this, different sphere of things rather than, from the media side of things to the more professional side of things, one of the things you learn, I suppose you've always learned, is that taking the best price is as much as a skill as doing the form and finding the winner.
Yeah.
I'd just rather not see it because I think it just takes away that layer of, being a skillful punter.
No, that's right. Look, I think the one person who does pick up on air is that Rick McIntosh. He often refers, he says this was, or even Terry Bailey down in Melbourne, the caller, not the head steward.
The steward.
I noticed Terry, was it a Packner meeting on a Friday night? There was a horse that was, I looked up and I thought, well, this hasn't moved from $1.70. And you could get 260, 270.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bleeding obviously that someone's...
Exactly.
There's 4 bookies there.
4 bookies there.
If someone's had 3,000 top flap, why would you do it?
Well, exactly.
And Terry said, oh, well, obviously there's been a lot of top flap money for this, they're not moving it.
And quite frankly, if you're the bookmaker, why would you move it?
And it won.
Yeah.
So let's say they've had 3,000, they've won 2,100. When they should have been winning 5,000.
Yeah.
So.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially in the smaller meetings, I'd imagine.
It's like the dog with the bone, he's just too greedy.
Talking more about English in that race, just not
English,
really?
No, we fancied English. No, it was...
but from a betting point of view?
Betting point of view, no, got out and stayed out. I think you could have got $6.50.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, $6 late anyway, for sure.
Yep. Bit of money for Blackheart Boy.
Yeah, well, it ran well.
Blackheart Bart, sorry, and the favourite press statement.
Press statement, and so the money press statement, I suppose you could say failed to flatter. The money was sort of right. Did no indications with the betting with press statement was going to, I suppose, run as it did. Yeah, no, there was good money for it. Yeah, so they'll be losing support for the press statement. Its fans. All right, another blue jacket in Havana Cooler, well backed, and didn't get the prize with Gardini, who was being spruiked in some circles, coming up from Melbourne for Lee Freeman and basically pissing him. I didn't see any money for Gardini. Yeah, Havana Cooler solely that race. Official flux 5 into 440, and no, a lot of money for it. All right, and but nothing really for Gardini. Nothing. Okay. Nothing at all. And in the last, we've spoken about a few horses that are just marked. They have to start favourite and have to start short favourites too. Nancy, 6 to 4 a lot through betting. What was the official SP, Nancy? $3, I think. $3, but I mean it was 6 to 4 for a lot. 6 to 4, $2.70 thereabouts for a lot of the betting. I mean, it's a dream come true for a corporate, isn't it? Nancy in the last race, like I've often said, the last race in Sydney on Saturday is a huge point for the corporates as far as their weekly profit goes. Yeah, and apart from having exogenous in the last, Nancy would be one of the horses you'd choose. So let's have it as favourite in the last. Just get the lot. Yeah, well, I mean, and as you mentioned before, market space, we're not talking about a 3-horse field either. No. We're talking, there are different angles to that race, and it's taking up a hell of a lot of percentage. Yeah. I know that a couple of the corporates had a massive fill up. Yeah, and that would also help them, I suppose, with the recreational people anchoring all ups into it because it's the favourite in the last and all that. Does that have a factor in keeping it short? People are either betting up because they've got a good big lead, so we'll have a good crack at Nancy, or they're doing their money. They think, well, got to get out. Got to get out of the favourite in the last. And then that all up into the winner at the last in Melbourne, down the bottom there in what's it called? In Rudiger's race, and it was number 16. Strangely named horse. It was about, I paid $17 on the place, I think. So those 2 races, that's the day. And from what we've sort of spoken about, it hasn't been a bad day for the punters throughout in a lot of ways. And, but that just gets our friends at the corporate world in front. They got them way over the line. They made it a very nice day for them, no doubt, the last 2 races, Sydney and Melbourne, as usual. Now, one thing you did mention before coming on, that Melbourne betting was alive again. We've had a few. We've had a few off. I mean, Adults Track is back on. Adults Track. Yeah. You like adult thing, adult accounts, adult attitude towards things. Good. We've seen the couple of the provincial meetings away, and then we came back to town the week before, which is Sandown, which is half a city track, half a Saturday track anyway. Now we got to Caulfield, and surprise, people start betting up. Dissolute, the best backed runner, I think they're all day in race 2, 440 to 380.
maybe where they spoke this way, they might do something soon, I imagine.
Bengal Cat was one of your best bets of the day anyway. Yeah, 360 to 310 appropriately backed. And
right, they just could not get enough on it for 34 minutes of the 38-minute betting time you have.
Yep.
The last 4 minutes they came for Tarquin, and it got a little bit out again, Bengal Cat, but still it was, I'd say, 60-70% of the money would have been on Bengal Cat in the race. And
the other real good go for the day are Adorianac, or whatever you want to
Adirondack.
Adirondack, yeah. That's
smart stable, they bet up, they bet early. $7 into 460 and very hard to get.
That's a good go for race 7 at Caulfield, isn't it? What are we talking percentage-wise money there? That's
for sure.
That's a real good go.
Caulfield sort of horse, and Ben Mellon's a good money jockey. When money's on him, he doesn't stuff up.
No,
he seems to be a pretty good rider.
Beautiful. All right, Steve. Well, that's the bit of a quick look at the betting from the weekend. We've got this week coming up back to our non-carnival times, but it's the shoulders are still well and truly open, aren't they?
This week coming up, and we will start doing selections every day.
Yep. If you think
we've noticed, why are we restricting it to Wednesdays?
Yep.
Fridays and Saturdays.
Is it just so you don't have to think about that every time you come on?
We do the form every day, so if we find a good one, we'll send it through. I mean, punters don't care.
No, that's
if
right.
they get it on Friday, they're going to bet on a Monday.
So that's the big news. So if you've been getting Steve's $20 service, you will be able to get tips. It'll be obviously still Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, but any of the other days, you're not normally too busy on Mondays and Tuesdays. There's sort of
there's a couple today we like,
depending on the meetings are. But if they're quite a meeting,
send them through. I know there's one at Coffs Harbour, one at Sale. Very keen.
Yep,
it's good meetings today. 4 meetings. Plus, we're going to do a lot more Asian stuff.
Yes.
Hong Kong, Singapore.
Yep.
Very, very confident about the form there.
Yes.
And finding some really good value. So
well,
expand that.
I think the great thing about those places is that one, the form's consistent, but two, the betting is just so good. So you can. It's more of a controlled environment which you can nail, but you seem to get better prices than an uncontrolled environment in Sydney.
Yeah, very cool. So there's a lot more of that stuff coming through, and we're going to start adding a staking plan as well.
Great,
so
fantastic.
It's sort of a confidence level. So
that's right. So
rather than have equal stake every runner.
Yep.
Like I think today's Sale and Orange rate a 6 out of 10.
Yep.
So that's pretty high.
Yeah. So basically, your unit base is going to be 10 if you're super confident.
10 if it's over the line.
Yep.
And 1 if we like it, but it's good odds.
Yeah.
There might be a $26 shot we think is a $10 shot.
Yeah, that's right.
Still worth having a look at.
Yeah, and it's obviously based on the staking system that you've been highly successful over your very interesting career.
So we'll start that today as in Tuesday.
Beautiful. All right, there you go.
So something at Coffs Harbour and Sale, and away we go.
All right, so if you're a subscriber, be ready for a text message if you're seeing this very early as it gets up online on Tuesday afternoon. And if you're not a subscriber, get on board because the $20 service, it's a ripper for $20.
Yep.
Getting the best from Steve, who is the best of the best. It's just sent to your phone now with the staking plan, now all over the place, all-encompassing service. But if you want the big service, Saturdays, Sydney or Melbourne, pick your venue, double them up for both for $99. You're going to be finding plenty of winners, you're going to be ahead of the market, and you will be winning. Good. Steve Fletcher, thank you very much.
Get some adult tips, thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Good stuff.